Hi guys, I just thought I'd do you a makeup tutorial. I'm by far not a makeup artist, but it's just the skills that I've learned along my way. So I just wanted to show you what I do really. So, one second, I've just forgotten my primer and I'll be with you. Okay, so first I'm using the Arbonne primer. One pump I find is more than enough really to do my face. I rub it on like I do a moisturiser. I've already cleansed, toned, moisturised this morning. So I would then dab it around my face and on my eyes, under my eyes, and just rub it on really. I do it in a downward direction because we have little facial hairs. And if we do it in any other direction, then it can lift our facial hairs and give our skin and our foundation an uneven look. So always do it in a downward direction. Obviously, I go across my eyebrows. It feels such a lovely, smooth surface to get started with. So I've always done my makeup where I did my foundation first, and then I worked with the other products. But actually, on Saturday I learned that if you do your eyes first, then you have no drop down onto your foundation. So that's what I've been practicing lately, and I've been absolutely loving my makeup. So start with your eyebrows. Wrong pencil. That's my eyeliner. Start with your eyebrows. So I'll give them a little brush with the Arbonne brow pencil, which is called Shape It Up Brow Pencil. Thank you, Sophia. So I'll give it a little brush. They're a little bit unruly at the moment, so I do need to go and get them threaded. I've just given them a quick pluck. I then do the base. So basically, when you're doing your eyebrows, you should have 3 dots. So basically, you would start with your eye being in line with the start of your eyebrow, and that would be your first dot. And then you would have the highest point in your eyebrow would go from the side of your nose across your pupil and to get the middle part of your eyebrow. And then the ending of your eyebrow should go in line with your nose and the corner of your eye to give you the end of your eyebrow. I never knew that until Saturday, so I was really pleased. And obviously I learnt on the Sue Alexander makeup course too. So you then start a very fine line, just to give you the look that you're after. I don't always get it right, I'll be honest. Sometimes my eyebrows take the absolute longest to do. I'll do the bottom line and then the top line. Yeah. See, a little bit of a mistake because I'm rushing, but it's okay because we haven't got any foundation on. So the good point about that is that we get a little bud and we just rub it off. Yeah. Follow the eyebrow around. This one's thinner, this one's thicker, so I need to trim that edge actually. But I'll do that when I go threading. So I'd go up because this one's a bit thinner. I'll go right up into the eyebrow because I don't want to make it look any thicker than it should because it won't match the other side. Eyebrows are funny things, they're never the same. So we just do the best we can when it comes to to matching them. I mean, like I said, I'm no makeup artist, so I just know what works for me. So it's about trial and error, really. This one seems to be a little longer than this one, so I try and fill this one in. Because if you look from the side of my nose, it ends just a little bit above what it should. So I just colour that little bit in, and you don't really notice then. This is a tip of my eyebrow, so it should go up the highest, which it does. This one needs actually to be a little bit thinner in this area to match the other one actually. This come up more and down. So that's fine. Then what I'll do, sometimes I go back to the pencil and have a little play around. As you can see, it's sort of giving it more of a defined look. Obviously I've not finished. Then I'm going to use my brow cream, Shape It Up tinted brow cream. I've gone for the medium. I know I'm quite dark, but you'll see that actually the more you apply, the darker it gets. I don't want to have black eyebrows. I have got the darker one, but I don't want them to look too HD. I want them to look as natural as possible. And as you can see, I'm quite fair through over plucking. The middle, this part of my brow here is a little bit sparse, so I need to fill it in with the brow cream, which you just brush on really, like you would if you were just combing them anyway. And the good thing is if you've got unruly brows, like I can have occasionally, they go a bit crazy. And you can see it's all filled in, it looks quite natural. I absolutely love this product. And it just gives it a lovely natural finish. Because I've given it the definition it needs with the line, and I've filled it in with the brow gel. I love this stuff. It's my best friend. To be honest, it's took me probably about 4 goes to really get on with it, because I've never really done anything like this before. I've had them tinted before, but it doesn't last very long. And I still had to do my eyebrows. So this just doesn't take too long once you master it. So like I said, I'm still mastering, but it gives me a much better definition. What I might do actually, this one side looks a little bit bigger than the other side, so what I'll do is I'll bring it up a little to get it on, and then I'll just have a little play around and see how it looks together. It looks okay. I might give it a little brush out, and then I'll get onto my eyes. Hopefully it won't take too much. Little brush out. So that's my eyebrows. They do need trimming, so they're not in the best of shape, but they get in there. Now I do my eye primer, and because we don't want to double dip and we don't want to contaminate our brushes, because obviously this is from my kit, I've just sort of waiting for my own one to come, but this obviously I'll be using on other ladies. So I actually put a little bit on my hand. I use this hand as my palette basically. I use it as my palette, and I put it on my hand like this. It's probably more than enough, probably a bit too much that I use. So as you know, I've already done my face primer. This is my eye primer. It's a new product they brought out in Vegas. Absolutely love it. Keeps your makeup on all day, and I mean all day. You know, my eyes look so fresh, like I've just done them. So I'll put this on, and the good thing is if you've got dark circles, I mean, some ladies get really dark eyes through lack of dehydration, lack of sleep, and as you can see, it really brightens up the eye area, which I love. Having a young baby gives me bags and dark circles. I use this directly under my eye, rather than where the bags would be, or where my bags are anyway. I use it under the eye, so it brightens it up under here, the lash line, and right into the corner. And I go right up to the brow bone with this one. You can use the brushes, but I tend to use my finger with this. But to be honest, you're probably best using the brushes. But I'm just using a finger for quickness for just this video. To be honest, I do use my finger mostly on this particular product. And rub it in. Yeah, that's right, doesn't matter. Right the way down to the lash line, right the way over, completely in, and then what I do is I get the little bit that's left under my lash line now, into the corner of my eye. Really brightens up the eye, the entire eye area, and it makes it look bigger. And to be honest, it's really nice. When you don't use the eye primer, the eyeshadows are quite dull in comparison to when you use it, which is fine, which is if that's what you want. But as you can see, my eyes look much brighter to work with, so that gets a little bit tacky, so I'll just let it dry for a few seconds while I'm doing that. I'll get my eyeshadows ready, my brushes ready. So I use the Arbonne brushes because they're vegan, and to be honest, they're one of the best brushes I've ever used in makeup. I've never been a massive fan of brushes and makeup anyway, but since going on these courses and learning how to use them, the old brushes I had just didn't cut it. So I've got these new brushes which I use, which is great. And we also, to clean the brushes, we use this Arbonne Awaken Rejuvenating Body Mist because it's antibacterial and antifungal. So we spray it onto a cotton pad and we clean our brushes that way as well in between like daily uses. But I recommend that you give them a deep clean once a week for your personal use with the Detox Sea Sauce Spa range. You just rub that and then let them dry. I've already done that this week, so yeah, that'll be ready for next week. So these brushes are fine. So I use these two brushes from the range. This one I use to put my eyeshadow on, and this one I use for blending, the bigger one for blending.
Mommy, how do you put eyeshadow on?
So I'm starting off with a colour called Opal, which they showed us on the roadshow. I absolutely love it. Such a nice shimmer and a nice colour to start with, and you actually brush it over the whole eyelid area and the whole under the brow as well. And make sure you get into the corner of the eye, come across the whole eyelid. Yes, darling. And make sure you go all the way up to the brow line. What I tend to do is, for my personal use it's different, but if you're using it for a couple of other ladies, then actually put some onto your hand so you're not double dipping, because contamination is big, you know, you're working on the eye area. So put it on your hand like this and you work from your hand, and then when you've finished using it, make sure you get a cotton pad and you wipe over the eyeshadow, just to make sure that you're not risking contamination, because you're putting it onto other ladies, or if it's for yourself and you've had an eye infection, then you're gonna reinfect that eye. You know, and if you're doing it on some other ladies, they're not going to be very happy with you if they wake up the next morning with conjunctivitis. So it's, you know, cleanliness is absolutely vital. It's very, yeah, it's key. I'm just going to do a little bit on this side, a little bit extra. So it didn't quite, that's it, lovely, it's coming up now, you can see it's coming up lovely. It's such a nice, lovely, shimmery colour. So this is your base colour. I tend to use 3 colours on my eyes. You can use 4, so you can have an even lighter one to go on the top base. And then what I do is I do a little bit underneath, really opens up the eyes. That. Okay, that's the Opal. Then I'll go on to Monsoon, which is a lovely, lovely colour. Again, this is all the new eyeshadows. I need to put them into my little case that I've got. I'll do that now actually while you're there. So.
That one. Or if you don't want, if something does try and push it down, push that bit into there and don't push down. So
I put opal in, because these cases are magnetic cases, so you can pop in the colours that you're going to be using if you're going to be popping away for the weekend or whatever really. You just, you know, pop them in, and when you're finished you pop them out. That's that one. And then I'll put in the monsoon. And then the other colour I'm using is bluff, so I'll pop that into the end of the month. There you go, and as you can see, they're the colours that I've put in. I'll pop a fourth one in too. So what I'll do is I'll get a little bit of monsoon, pop that on the back of my hand. Take the excess off the brush, and then I put this. So this is called the spotlight effect. So I put a line directly where my pupil is. So I'll get the brush and I'll put just a line of monsoon down the middle of my eye, like that. Yeah, I know. You know, you're thinking, what on earth is that? Well, this is just to bring the attention to the middle of the eye. And then you use, so then you have a triangle here and a triangle here, and you put the lighter colour there, which would be bluff. So I'm doing that again in the same on the other side. Obviously we blend it at the end. You don't want to leave no one wants lines on their face. Not playing zebra. No one wants to be a zebra or a tiger for that instance. So that's what the line looks like. And then I'll now I'll be working the makeup out into my hand. And then I use the bluff. Get the bluff out. Work it onto my hand again. And then what we do is we make sure that we clean all the eyeshadows after with a cotton pad to prevent any. Obviously I've not got an eye infection, but you have to do it for cleanliness. Right, so this is worked into the brush now, and it's on my hand as well. You can see the three colours there. And then you work from, just fill in basically the triangles that were left opal. And you put bluff on top. Do that the other side. So we've done that, the bluff. And then we get the bigger brush and we blend. Yeah. Blend this in. Hubby's doing the 30 days, so he's just having his lunch. Blend that in nicely. Blend it all over. And as you can see, I'm left with a lovely eyeshadow. Okay, so people always ask, obviously I've got long lashes. I've always had quite a good set of lashes, but they've been growing since I've been using the Arbonne mascara, because it's got pea and pea and bamboo protein in, which really sticks to the lashes, encourages them to grow in length and thickness. So I'll put my brushes over here to be cleaned. Yeah. So that's the eyeshadow. What we do now is to make you have a more defined lash line. We use the Carob I use. The Carob It's a Fine eyeliner. And I put it actually onto my waterline. So you can do that either by lifting up your lashes and working on the waterline. Takes a little bit of getting used to, I'll be honest with you. Depends how comfortable you are. You just rub it along like that.
Don't it make your eyes water?
A little bit.
Just watching it makes my eyes water.
So what this does is really gives your lashes, make it look longer and thicker as well. And what we do here, we've got a little sharpen at the end of the pencil, and to clean our pencil we just sharpen the end off like that. Sharpen the end off, lovely jubbly. Put our pencil back in, we know that's clean. Oops. And then we just clean our little sharpener with a cotton pad. And I use a toothpick to get in there nitty gritty to get rid of it all. Okay, so now I am going to do my black liner. I've just had it delivered. I'm so excited because I've been using the old one, which is fine. I like the old one too, but I want to get cracking with this new one. So as you can see, I'm opening it. Got delivered this morning. This is the black. Lovely, nice sharp point to that. And that also has the sharpener in the end too. And then you do use the bottom to twist it up and twist it down for your use. So with this black eyeliner, I don't like to have a thick line, so I actually aim for my lash line. So I get literally, because it's a daytime look that I'm doing, not an evening look. You could do this with an evening look, and you could add the liquid liner, or to be honest you could do the smoky effect, which I haven't mastered yet, but I can show you what I know so far in the next video. So this just deepens the look of your lashes, and you can see already that it's giving me the base to my lashes. Get your kickboxing stuff ready then. Oh no, because we've got to pick up, I've got to see if Liv's going. So I'm aiming for my, as you can see, I'm aiming for my lash line.
Do I have to go? If Liv's not going, don't want to go.
And as you can see, it just gives me the definition to my eyes. And I'm going to put my mascara on. Oh yeah, sorry, I just need to cleanliness. Push that up. That's it, that's all clean. Put that over here because I need to clean my brush. Okay, so now I'm going to get onto the rest of my face, and I'll do my mascara in a minute. What I might do actually, I'll do one little coat of mascara, then I can always put a second coat on. To be honest, a lot of the time one coat's enough. So it's a long story mascara. I tend to set my mirror so I'm looking up, and then I can really get to the roots of the lashes. Okay, so I'll firstly put on the top coat like this. And then you really, oh, sorry, that was a bit of a blink. Sophia, do you mind getting me some tissue, please?
Well, what happened? Do you want a wet wipe?
No, thank you.
Have you got any tissue?
There should be a packet of tissue up there. As you can see, I'm lifting. Thank you. And then really separating those lashes. I mean, the brush does it all for you, does the work for you, to be honest. It's a fantastic brush. So that's one with mascara and one without. And if you can see, it's not a great look, is it? The camera's not fabulous. That's that one. And you can use the same brush without double dipping. Obviously this is my own mascara, so I do double dip. But you can, got to the top. But you can, there is mascara brushes, disposable ones, which are the same brush that you can get from Arbonne. If you've got an eye infection, you know, if you've got those on spare and you still want to wear mascara, then you know you can use that without reinfecting your mascara, because all it is one dip will do both eyes, because the mascara's that good. I mean, the amount of times I go on my old ones, when actually with this I don't need to add more than one dip, as you can see.
After you've done that, can you do the thing?
Lashes are
Or email?
awesome. I can show you, I don't know if you can see, obviously my eyes are shut. But yeah, that's that. Sorry. What's that for?
Can you do that? It's a singing thing.
So now I'm going to get onto my foundation. Sorry guys, not moving itchy nose. Right, so now I'm going to get onto my foundation. I've already put the primer on already. So I'm going to do a slight contour with the bronzer, but you can do a contour with the liquid foundation. I can show you that next time. I need to wipe my palette clean because it's got all eyeshadow on. I tend to have wet wipes actually. Yes, I'll just rub this off. And then I'll start with the foundation. So I use this as my palette again. Probably a dot with this is a lot. Is an awful lot. It spreads really well. So this has got a pump action in it. I'm using the colour neutral beige, and this actually has a pump that goes. Sorry guys. This has a pump that goes all the way up to the top, so you get all of the foundation. I do have a bit of concealer. I think I might try concealing my little dark patches, and I'll have a go with that. So I use a bud, and with the bud I scrape some out, and I put it onto my my little paint palette. And then I use the bud, and I work it in, get it soft, because it's like it's a cream concealer. And then I put it on my eyes, under here, all under here. And with the, I was taught at Sue Alexander's course, I was taught actually to put it on any dark bits that you want to hide a little bit, because I can get a little bit dark around that area. So then you work your angled brush that you get in the whole set of the Arbonne, and you do it in a crisscross manner, because obviously the eyes are a really gentle area. You need to be really careful, because it's between 7 and 10 times thinner than the rest of the body. Thing is, if you use your finger, the oils from your finger, you know, transfer onto the concealer. It doesn't give it a great look. I mean, I used to use my finger all the time and wonder why it doesn't look right, and then I realised because of the oils transfer. So that's one area of concealing. I have a little red bit there, so I'll put that there. Little spider nevi, not spider nevi, little blood vessels, a little bit of rosacea going on. And then I'll work. I mean, I'm not going to get, I should have put the rollerball one actually to reduce the puffiness, the calm rollerball, but I didn't, and it's too late now, so. get onto the foundation brush and apply my foundation. Might rub this in a bit more. Remember, always in a downward motion because we have those little tiny hairs, linear hairs. So I'll start with the middle of my face. Sometimes when using a foundation brush you might need to use a bit more foundation because obviously it sucks it up. Sometimes I do use my fingers, I'll be honest, but you get a better finish, much better finish using, always go outside in because this is our this is where our eye muscle is, and we get wrinkles